I felt like I was walking on air when Veronica said yes. After 3 years together, I knew she was it, the one I want to spend my life with. Everything felt perfect, from the way she laughed at my terrible jokes to how she held my hand when we walked side by side. Life just made sense with her. I couldn't picture a future without her in it. We dove into wedding plans right away. Veronica took the reins on most of the details, and I let her. I was just thrilled to be marrying her. One night, while going over the guest list, she casually brought up her bachelorette weekend. "Rachel and the girls want to take me to Vegas," she said, her eyes gleaming with excitement. "Vegas, huh?" I raised an eyebrow. "It'll be fun. Just a weekend with the girls. Nothing wild," she promised. "All right," I said with a grin. "Just don't gamble away our wedding fun." She laughed and leaned in to kiss me. "Don't worry, I'll be good." And I believed her. The morning of her trip, I helped her pack. We joked around like usual, everything feeling easy and right. "You sure you don't want to crash the party?" she teased as we loaded her suitcase. "Nah, I trust you," I said. "Besides, I've got my own bachelor night. Just promise me you'll behave." She playfully punched my arm. "You've got nothing to worry about. I think you can survive until Monday." I drove her to the airport that Friday, kissed her goodbye, and watched her disappear through the security gates. I had no idea that would be the last time I'd see her without the sharp sting of betrayal rising in my chest. That first night, I texted her a simple goodnight. She responded with a short, "Good night, love, miss you already." I had my bachelor party that same evening, just a laid-back hangout at a Nani's place with a few close friends. We grabbed some pizza, cracked open a few beers, and shared old stories. Nothing crazy. It was quiet, comfortable, the kind of night that felt like home. I ended the evening feeling grounded, even more certain about taking this next step. But as the weekend went on, things changed. Veronica's replies started trickling in, slower and shorter. Calls went unanswered, with texts hours later saying she was busy. I brushed it off, telling myself she was just caught up in the Vegas chaos. But still, a pit started forming in my stomach. Then late Sunday night, my phone buzzed. It was Rachel, one of Veronica's bridesmaids. "Dave," she whispered, her voice tense. "I need to talk to you." "What's wrong?" I asked. "Is everything okay?" "Not really," she said. "Something happened. I don't know how to say this, but Veronica cheated on you." I felt the breath leave my body. "That can't be true," I said. "I saw it happen," Rachel replied. "She met two guys at a club. They were drinking, dancing. One thing led to another. I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. Silence. I couldn't speak. I couldn't even think. "I'm sorry," Rachel said. "I just thought you should know." I ended the call, my hands trembling, my mind racing back over the weekend. Every unanswered call, every excuse. Suddenly it all made sense. The next morning, I couldn't hold it in. I called her. After a few rings, she picked up, her voice groggy. "Hey, Dave, it's early. What's up?" "We need to talk." "Talk about what?" she asked, still sounding casual. "Rachel called me last night," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. She told me what happened. Silence, long and heavy. "Did you cheat on me, Veronica?" I asked, my voice low but sharp. "Tell me the truth." "Yes," she whispered, her voice cracking. "I was drunk. I made a horrible mistake." "A mistake?" I snapped. "We're about to get married, and you slept with two guys. How is that a mistake?" "I don't know what to say," she sobbed. "I'm sorry. I love you, Dave. Please, I didn't mean to hurt you." "You made a choice," I said, my anger rising. "You weren't thinking about me at all." "I know," she said, crying harder. "I hate myself for it. I'll do anything to fix this." "You can't fix this," I told her. "The wedding is off." "What? You're calling off the wedding over this?" she cried. "I told you I was drunk. It didn't mean anything." "You slept with two guys, Veronica." I shouted. "How is that not a big deal?" "I just wanted to do something wild before the wedding," she said, her voice suddenly calmer, more resolute. It was about me, not you. But I love you. I didn't think you'd ever find out. So if Rachel hadn't told me, you'd just pretend like nothing happened? I asked, furious. I didn't want to hurt you, she whispered again. It's done, I said. Don't come back to my house. I hung up before she could say another word. She started calling me nonstop, but I didn't answer. I couldn't hear any more lies, any more apologies. When she returned from Vegas, she came to the house anyway. I was sitting in the living room when she walked in. Dave, she said softly, putting her bags down. Can we talk? What are you doing here? I told you not to come. She sat across from me, her hands clasped in her lap, trembling. I'm so sorry, she said. I don't know how I let it happen. I love you. I want to fix this. How do you fix betrayal, Veronica? I asked, my voice hollow. You broke my heart. I'll do anything, she pleaded. Therapy, counseling, whatever it takes. There's nothing you can do, I said flatly. The trust is gone. That's something we can't get back. She broke down crying, but I didn't move. I just sat there, numb. Pack your things and leave. I don't want you here anymore. She went upstairs without a word, gathered her things, and left. After that, I just sat there, surrounded by the silence she left behind. It was crushing, and the weight of everything hit me all at once. The next step was the hardest one. Calling everyone to tell them the wedding was off. The wedding was called off, and I had to break the news to everyone. Friends, family, all those who had been eagerly waiting for the big day. Each call felt like a punch to the gut. I could barely get to the words without feeling the tightness in my chest. They were all shocked. Some couldn't believe it, but in the end, everyone understood. It was all just a blur, a string of uncomfortable conversations that dragged on far longer than I would have liked. Every apology, I had no idea, was like a reminder of how deep the betrayal had cut. Later that evening, my phone buzzed. It was Rachel. Hey, Dave, she said, her voice soft and concerned. I just wanted to check in. How are you doing? I leaned back on the couch, staring at the blank TV screen. I'm not great, Rachel. It's been a rough day. I can imagine, she replied sympathetically. Listen, if you want to get out of the house, talk to someone, anything, just let me know. I'm here for you. I don't know. I'm not really in the mood for anything right now. I said, my voice trailing off. We don't have to do anything big. She said, just grab a drink. Chat for a bit. I think you could use a distraction. I thought for a moment. The silence in the house felt suffocating. Maybe getting out, talking to someone who wasn't tangled up in all this, would help. Yeah, maybe that's not such a bad idea. I said, my voice softer. Great. I'll text you the details. She replied before hanging up. Later that night, I met Rachel at a small bar nearby. It wasn't too crowded, and the soft tea of conversation was a welcome break from the noise in my head. I found a seat at a table in the corner, and Rachel joined me soon after. She scanned the room briefly before her eyes landed on me, offering a warm, sympathetic smile. Hey, she said, taking a seat beside me. How are you holding up? I shrugged, trying to keep my emotions in check. Still processing everything. I don't even know how to feel anymore. Rachel nodded, taking a sip of her drink. I can only imagine. You must be going through a lot. Yeah, I just didn't see it coming. I thought I knew her. We were about to get married, and now everything's falling apart. It hurts. You deserve better than that, Dave, Rachel said quietly, her voice soft but firm. You deserve someone who sees you for who you really are. Someone who values you the way you should be valued. I looked at her, taken aback. There was something different in her eyes now, something more intense than before. Thanks, Rachel, I said, my voice quieter. That means a lot coming from you. She smiled, her gaze lingering on me a little longer than usual. The playful glint in her eyes was hard to miss. She leaned in closer, her hand brushing against mine just enough to feel the warmth of her skin. You're a great guy, Dave, she said, her voice lowering. You deserve better than what Veronica gave you. I swallowed hard, my pulse quickening. I wasn't sure if it was the alcohol, the pain of the breakup, or something else, but I could feel the tension between us growing. Rachel's hand slowly moved mine, her fingers curling lightly around my wrist. You don't have to face this alone, Dave. I'm here for you, no matter what. Her touch sent a shiver down my spine. I looked at her, trying to process everything happening. Rachel had always been a good friend, someone I could rely on. But tonight, there was something different in her eyes. Something more. I've always liked you, Dave, she confessed, her voice softer now, almost hesitant. But you were with Veronica, and I didn't want to mess things up. Now that your relationship with her is over, I can finally admit it. She paused, her thumb brushing the back of my hand. I always cared about you more than just as a friend. The words hung in the air between us, and my heart raced. Her confession caught me off guard, but as I thought about it, it made sense. There had always been a connection between us, even if we never acted on it before. You always like me? I asked, still trying to wrap my mind around it. She nodded, her eyes meeting mine with an honesty that was hard to ignore. Yeah, Dave, but I never said anything because you were always so happy with Veronica. I never wanted to get in the way. I was silent for a moment, the weight of her words sinking in. Then, without warning, she leaned in. Her eyes searched mine for any hesitation, and that's when she kissed me. It started slow, tentative, her lips soft and warm against mine, but quickly deepened and my heart pounded in my chest. Everything else seemed to fade away. The hurt, the confusion, none of it mattered in that moment. One thing led to another, and before I knew it, we were in bed together. The connection we shared, the comfort being close to someone who understood, made everything else feel distant, almost like a bad dream. Rachel didn't just distract me from the mess my life had become. She helped me forget, even if just for a while. Over the next few weeks, our relationship grew. It was unexpected, but it felt right. We spent more time together, and every time I saw her, I felt a little more alive. It wasn't just about filling the void Veronica had left. It was something new, something different, and I was drawn to her in a way I hadn't expected. One afternoon, Rachel was at my house lounging on the couch with a book while I was in the kitchen. The quiet hum of the house felt comforting. But then I heard a knock at the door. I froze for a second, not expecting anyone. I walked over and opened the door to find Veronica standing there, her eyes puffy like she had been crying. "Dave, please," she began, her voice shaky. "I need to talk to you. I'm so sorry. I know I messed up. Please just hear me out." I stood there for a moment, unsure of what to say. After everything she'd done, I never thought I'd see her again, let alone standing on my doorstep asking for forgiveness. Then my eyes shifted to the couch behind me, and I saw Rachel. She had gotten up and was standing there, watching the exchange between us. Her face was unreadable. Veronica's gaze followed mine, and her eyes immediately narrowed when she saw Rachel standing there. "You're with her?" she snapped, her voice sharp with disbelief. I tried to stay calm, but Veronica's reaction was swift. She took a step toward Rachel, as if ready to confront her. "You really think you can just waltz into my life and replace me like that?" Rachel didn't back down. "I'm not trying to replace you, Veronica. I'm just here for Dave, something you clearly couldn't do." Veronica's face twisted with anger, and she turned to me, her tone frantic. "Dave, please. You can't be serious about her. After everything we've been through, don't let her turn you against me. I love you. I made a mistake. I'll do whatever it takes to make it right." I didn't know what to say. Part of me still felt remnants of the love I once had for her, but it was fading fast, replaced by the anger and hurt she'd caused. And then there was Rachel, who had been my supporter through it all. "Veronica, it's over," I said, my voice firm, trying to regain control of the situation. "You made your choice, and I've made mine." Her face twisted in frustration and pain, but I didn't waver. "Please," she whispered, tears welling in her eyes. "Don't do this. Don't let her ruin what we had." "You ruined it, Veronica," I said coldly. "And I'm done. You need to leave." Her eyes filled with tears, but she didn't say another word. She just turned and walked out, slamming the door behind her. In the weeks that followed, life began to settle into a new rhythm. Veronica's place in my life was over, and it felt like a door had slammed shut on that chapter. Rachel and I grew even closer, and we both knew we wanted something different, something far away from the past we had left behind. We decided to move to a new city, somewhere where no one knew us, where we could start fresh, far from the weight of memories that had burdened us. It was a leap, but it felt right. Together, we built something new. I never spoke to Veronica again. Her calls and messages went unanswered. With each passing day, the anger and hurt I'd once felt faded into background, replaced by a sense of peace I hadn't known in a long time. Rachel and I started a new life, one full of promise and hope, and while the past would always be a part of me, I finally felt free to move forward.